That night, I remember thinking the woods felt unusually silent. Not the normal, peaceful kind of silence, but the heavy kind that settles on your shoulders, telling you that something is watching. I was driving alone along a narrow road that cut through the forest, heading back from visiting a friend who lived far outside town. It was past midnight, the sky moonless, and even my headlights seemed swallowed by the dark. I wasn't scared at first, just tired, cold, and ready to get home. But every few minutes I had that strange feeling rise in my stomach, the one that whispers that the darkness outside isn't empty. I tried brushing it off. People get paranoid at night, especially on isolated roads. But then, as I rounded a slow bend, I saw something on the right side of the road. At first I thought it was a fallen tree or a large rock, but as my headlights touched it, the shape shifted, slowly lifting upright. I only saw it for half a second, but its outline was unmistakable. It stood on two legs. Tall, wrongly tall. Thin in a way no animal should be, with limbs that seemed too long to fit its body. I hit my brakes instinctively, but by the time the car stopped, the thing had stepped backward into the trees and vanished. I sat there gripping the wheel, heart pounding so hard I could feel the vibration of it in my teeth. Maybe it was just a deer rearing up, I told myself. But a deer doesn't stand 8 feet tall. A deer doesn't move like it's unfolding itself. I slowly started driving again, a little faster this time, trying to convince myself I imagined it. But 10 minutes later, I realized the forest had become even quieter. Not a single sound. No wind, no crickets, just the hum of my engine. And then I heard it. Something slammed hard onto the roof of my car, not like a branch, not like something falling. It was deliberate, a heavy, solid impact right above my head. I swerved, panic surging through me, and the car skidded across the gravel shoulder. For a moment I saw nothing but spinning headlights and flying dirt. When I came to a stop, chest pressed against the seatbelt, the silence returned. I didn't dare look through the windows. I didn't dare look in the mirror. I could feel that something was still there. I didn't see anything move, but I heard slow scratching, long, drawn-out drags across metal. Whatever it was crawling along the roof. Then I heard breathing. It wasn't animal breathing. It was too controlled, too deliberate. Slow inhales, slow exhales, like something patiently studying what was inside the car. My hand shook as I reached for the ignition. When the engine roared back to life, the weight above me shifted. And then the thing leaped off the car with a thud so heavy the vehicle rocked sideways. I didn't wait. I floored the gas, tires spitting gravel, and shot back onto the road. My rearview mirror shook violently, but I refused to look into it. I kept driving, faster and faster, until I finally saw the faint orange glow of the town streetlights ahead. Only when I reached the first intersection did I slow down. My roof had long scratch marks cutting across it, deep grooves that glinted under the street lamp. I went home shaking, telling myself that whatever it was, at least I'd gotten away. I was wrong. 3 nights later, I woke to the sound of tapping, slow, rhythmic tapping on my bedroom window. I live on the 2nd floor. No tree branches reach that high. No one could stand outside that window without a ladder. I froze in bed, staring at the curtains, watching them tremble slightly from something moving on the other side of the glass. The tapping became scratching, soft at first, then deeper, like it was trying to carve its way through. I forced myself to get up. I told myself it was just wind, just my imagination, just leftover fear from the other night. When I pulled the curtain back, there was nothing, just darkness and my faint reflection in the window. But just as I let out a shaking breath, something tall moved at the edge of the yard. The same height, the same crooked limbs, the same unnatural stillness. It didn't run away when it saw me. It just slowly straightened its posture, as if rising to its full height, and then tilted its head, jerky, curious, like it was studying me. I dropped the curtain and stumbled backward, but the sound was immediate. It began climbing, not the wall, no footsteps on siding. It was climbing the glass, fingers scraping, weight pressing. The window frame creaked. I grabbed my phone, ready to call someone, anyone, but after a few seconds, the scratching stopped. I waited. 30 seconds. A full minute. When I finally opened the curtain again, the thing was gone. Only long, pale streaks remained on the glass, marks where its fingers had dragged. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. I didn't sleep the night after either. Every shadow looked too tall. Every creak felt intentional. And by the fourth night, I decided to install cameras around the house. Motion-activated, infrared, high resolution. I thought proof would help me understand what I was dealing with, but the footage only made things worse. The first night of recordings, one of the backyard cameras triggered at 3:18 a.m. The creature was standing in the middle of the yard, perfectly still. Its limbs were far too long, its spine curved in and out like it was made of ropes pulled too tight. Its head hung forward, just a bit, as if it was listening to something I couldn't hear. It stayed there for 7 full minutes without moving an inch. Then it did something I will never forget. It crouched. Its legs folded the wrong way, like a spider preparing to leap. And then it rushed forward, not toward the house, but toward the camera. One moment it was 20 feet away, the next it was inches from the lens, its face a blur of pale skin and hollow dark cavities where eyes should be. The camera cut to static. I ripped it out the next morning. Over the next few days, I stopped going outside at night. I avoided the windows. I slept with the lights on. But no matter what I did, I always felt watched, especially after sunset. On the 10th night, just after 2 a.m., I heard something new. Not tapping, not scratching, not footsteps. This time it was whispering, coming from the wood line behind the house. Low, broken whispers, like someone trying to speak through a torn throat. I couldn't make out the words, but I knew it was calling me. I crawled out of bed and sat on the floor, shaking. The whispering grew louder, closer. And then I heard the sliding sound, its hands dragging across the back door. The handle twitched, not turned, twitched, like it was trying to mimic how humans do it, but didn't fully understand the motion. The whispering turned into a low groaning sound, and the whole door frame shuddered. I hid behind the couch, praying it wouldn't break in. After a few minutes, the noises stopped. But something new happened. Something worse. My phone buzzed with a notification from the one camera I had left, the front door camera. When I opened the feed, the creature wasn't at the back of the house anymore. It was standing at the front door, and it was holding something. Something small. I zoomed in. It was my wallet. I must have dropped it outside earlier that day without noticing. But it wasn't holding it normally. Its fingers were wrapped through it, like claws threading fabric. It lifted the wallet toward the doorbell and pressed the button. My home filled with a cheerful chime. The creature tilted its head slowly to the side, waiting. The doorbell rang again, and again, and again. Each time its head jerked with the motion, as if it didn't understand why I wasn't answering. I muted the camera, too terrified to keep watching. After a few minutes, the ringing stopped. And when I checked again, the creature was gone. The only thing left on the porch was my wallet, placed perfectly centered on the welcome mat. I didn't stay after that. I packed whatever I could before sunrise and left. But the worst part is this. 2 days after I moved, my neighbor called me.
He said there were scratches on my old bedroom window, fresh ones. He thought maybe I'd forgotten a pet inside. I haven't told him the truth. I haven't told anyone, because deep down, I know the creature wasn't tied to that house. It wasn't tied to those woods. It was tied to me. And even now, some nights, when the wind dies and the world falls quiet, I hear something scratching at my window, slowly, patiently, reminding me that it never stopped looking.